Welcome in, Seahawks Today. It's presented by Manscaped. You can get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com with the promo code Seahawks at checkout. We'll tell you more about Manscaped coming up later on in the show. Got a big show on tap today as we are talking about a possible trade for Malik Willis. But that's not the only trade we'll discuss. Also, we'll look at the possibility of bringing in Grover Stewart as the Seahawks have a big need at the interior of the defensive line. And DK Metcalf laid out his goals for 2023, and I'll tell you this much, he's not selling anything short. He's going all in. We'll show you what he had to say coming up later on. Let's start with Malik Willis, though. CBS Sports has named Seattle as a top trade destination to acquire the Tennessee Titans quarterback. To kind of set the scene for you here, you may recall Malik Willis was a highly thought of quarterback entering last year's draft. Ended up slipping to the third round after he was projected by some to be a top 10 pick. Ends up as the backup there in Tennessee behind Ryan Tannehill. Got a few starts. Didn't look so hot. Ultimately got benched. And now he's essentially been replaced with the draft pick of Will Levis in the second round in this year's past draft. So what about the idea of bringing Willis to Seattle? Here's more from CBS Sports. No one is tantalized more by a possible quarterback reclamation project than gum-chopping Carroll in Seattle. And check that quarterback room. Tiny. Like Smith, Willis's ability to spin the football will never be questioned. He can really rip it and has more electricity in his legs. Last season, offensive coordinator Shane Waldron did a marvelous job creating an offense that resembles the air raid attack Smith operated in West Virginia. He finished the 10th most passes of 20-plus yards and had the league's best touchdown-to-interception ratio, 15-2, on those deep launches. Willis needs an offense like Seattle's. Waldron, a young but surprisingly stout offensive front, and Metcalf and Lockett, plus a pair of compact, bouncy running backs, could provide Willis a comfortable environment to start the next chapter of his NFL career. Now, last year, when we were getting ready for the draft and we were talking about what the Seahawks were looking at in the post-Russell Wilson era, it was very clear the Seahawks were never interested in Malik Willis. And based on the way that he struggled, I get it, he was a rookie, but he had plenty of opportunities to show something and really just did not show anything at all. He wasn't ready to play in the National Football League, and I don't think that's changed, quite frankly. I have a lot of doubts about Malik Willis. If the Titans have already given up on him, why should the Seahawks believe in Malik Willis? And if you need to see numbers, we got them. The completion percentage last year, around 51%, not great. 276 yards, didn't have a touchdown pass, 3 interceptions. Malik Willis really struggled. Now, one thing to Malik Willis's credit of going on behind the scenes is the reports that have gone on in the facility in Tennessee, out of Nashville, that he's outperforming Will Levis in the Titans' offseason workouts. But, okay, fine, you outperformed a rookie, but we haven't heard him outperforming Ryan Tannehill or doing anything that earth-shattering. I mean, he played in 8 games, started 3 as a rookie, but just left a lot to be desired. So maybe you get him really cheap and you give him a chance to compete with Drew Lock for that backup job. Maybe he gets cut and he becomes a free agent. You give him an audition that way. But I just say this at this point, right now, with what we know about Malik Willis, this doesn't intrigue me that much. This doesn't move the needle. I hate to say I've already given up on the guy after just 1 year, but I am not convinced that Malik Willis is ever going to be that guy in the National Football League. Should the Seahawks trade for Malik Willis? What do you think? Y for yes, N for no. Weigh in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Y for yes, N for no. Should Seattle make this move or not? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you haven't heard already, it's smooth sack summer. When you're playing in the summer sun, make sure you've escaped from pubes to bum. That's right, this summer, is the summer to keep your balls cool while still looking hot with Manscaped. The leaders in below-the-waist grooming are making sure we all have a ball this summer by giving our pants partners everything they need to stay fresh. Dive headfirst into smooth sack summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with our code Seahawks. Here's what we're offering, folks. It includes the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0, has everything you need to prepare for that summer bod. That way you can be rocking out with your hawk out, right? They have the built-in Ultimate Grooming Bundle for your summer grooming, including the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. Did I mention this trimmer is waterproof as well? Beach, lake, shower. I'm a lake guy myself, but doesn't matter. Wherever I go, I'm going to be covered no matter what. The razor will devour even the strongest pubes. Thank goodness. Now that you have the perfect haircut, use Manscaped's liquid formulations to keep that freshness, even at the hottest summer barbecues. Not cookouts, you're going to barbecues, folks. Most importantly, use the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant. The last thing anybody wants is sweaty balls. No thanks. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their performance package, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. So check that out. Manscaped, promo code Seahawks at checkout for 20% off. You'll be glad you did. Our great partner here at Chat Sports, they've been with us a long time, and we're glad that they're here supporting us here on Seahawks Today. Next up, let's continue on the trade rumors route as we are going to look at Indianapolis Colts defensive tackle Grover Stewart. He's been named by 12th Man Rising as the perfect trade target for the Seattle Seahawks. We know the Seahawks have a need with the interior of the defensive line. And then you look at the Indianapolis Colts, who could arguably be the worst team in football this upcoming year, going for that number 1 draft pick. Could this potentially set up a scenario where the Seahawks get what they need and the Colts also get some draft capital that they could be looking for to set themselves up for next year, as they know they're not going to be good this year? More from 12th Man Rising. Here is what they had to say. Stewart is one of the premier run defenders in the league. At a massive 6'4", 315 pounds, he's the exact type of nose tackle Pete Carroll loves to utilize, dating back to Carroll's early days with the Seahawks. He's always wanted massive nose tackles with strong anchors. Here is 4 things you need to know in regards to Grover Stewart. He's one of the most underrated nose tackles in the entire National Football League. When we talk about the top nose tackles in this league, somehow Grover Stewart gets kind of forgotten about of some sorts. His contract, he's entering the final year of a 3-year, $30 million deal. So quick math there, that's about $10 million for this upcoming season. And he's coming off a strong season in 2022. He is at age 30, so he is on the back end of things. But with where the Seahawks are at this late in the ball game, you're looking for a temporary solution, something to get you by potentially for this year or next. Grover Stewart might fit exactly what the Seahawks are looking for when it comes to timing. And then the all-important question, after the money situation, then comes the trade value. And I would say it's reasonable. The trade value for Grover Stewart looks like a mid-round pick or 2 mid-round picks potentially to bring him into Seattle. So that is very doable as far as I'm concerned. You can work with that. You're not going to have to give up too much or overpay if you want Grover Stewart on this team. More on Grover Stewart. According to the nerds at Pro Football Focus, last season, here's one thing that stands out in particular. We have talked a lot on this channel over the last several months how awful the Seahawks were last year when it came to run defense, and how even fast forward to 2023, it's still going to be an issue. Grover Stewart ranks 24th in the NFL last year among all interior defensive linemen when it comes to run defense, with the 24th highest grade. Overall grade, 35th. He had a career high last year in tackles with 44. Also had 4 sacks as well on that front. Let's show you some of those statistics for you of the last several seasons for Grover Stewart. Here's a guy that had 9 tackles for loss, 4 sacks 7 QB hits last year. The year prior, 46 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and 5 QB hits. You can see he's improved pretty much every single year, coming off what I would say in 2022 was the best season of his career as far as that goes. So, what do you think? Now that you know about Grover Stewart and what it would take to bring him in, should the Seahawks trade for Grover Stewart? Let me know what you think. T for trade, P for pass. It's okay to feel one way or the other. What do you think? Chime in. Tell me what you think. T for trade, P for pass. Weigh in and let us know. Folks, you got to subscribe to the channels. We're talking about your Seattle Seahawks each and every day with the latest happenings on your favorite team, news and rumors. We also are doing watch parties, mailbags, live shows, and more. This is the place to be for the diehard Seattle Seahawks fan. And if I need to give you any more reason to subscribe, we're getting close to 38.5 thousand subscribers. You can be a part of our family and show that you're a real member of the 12. So let's get to that next milestone. Be a part of what we're doing each and every day. Subscribe now for free. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV. Final note before we go, let's talk about the man himself, DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf, that is. He did an exclusive interview with the folks at Bleacher Report. Talked about a number of topics, but the most notable was on the goals and expectations for 2023. And DK made it very clear that he has his eyes set. The expectations are getting a Super Bowl title for the Seattle Seahawks, a championship or bust mentality of sorts, if you want to call it that, for DK Metcalf heading into this year. Here's more from DK, what he had to say. When asked about his goal, he said, win a Super Bowl. Everything else will fall in line for itself. Take away all the personal accolades and personal goals. If we win a Super Bowl, I'll be happy if I'll get 2 yards and no touchdowns. It's all about legacy with me. To have a great one, you need a ring. Other notes from the interview that he had with Bleacher Report, he was talked about how they responded last year after the Russell Wilson trade and said that it provided them more motivation, the way that they were kind of written off, and they didn't write back the way that they performed last year. That provided some extra motivation, and it showed up in the way that they performed. He also said that Geno Smith, his new contract, was well-earned, well-deserved. He was happy for Geno and his family for Geno to get that deal done. He also said that he believes that in 2023, we'll see Geno Smith and DK together be more productive, that as a unit, they will take a step up together, that we'll see both of them improve off of what they did from last year. He was also asked about the star rookie from the Ohio State, Jaxon Smith-Njigba, and he had high praise about Smith-Njigba, saying that even at this point in time, he's already made an impact on this Seahawks team and this Seahawks roster. So how about that there from DK Metcalf? So there's the expectation. DK's talking Super Bowl. Do you agree? What do you think the Seahawks record is going to be in 2023? Tell me in the comments section. Predict what the record will be, how the Seahawks will fare this upcoming season. Hit me up on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, also now on Threads as well at Tyler Jones Live. That's where you can find me there, and I'll see you next time right here on Seahawks Today.